Hello, everyone. I'm Daniel. Joining me up there is Justin from Playing Board Games, and I'm really excited to do this video with you. I don't know if this is a series or we're just doing this once, but um, I've talked about this with you, and I think you kind of agreed that we talk a lot in the community about decks, and I love deck building. But one thing that we don't really get a chance to talk about in a way that makes sense is how to play the game, how to implement the strategies that our decks were trying to build towards. And I said, hey, just watch our gameplay. You'll learn a lot that way, but then people don't. So one of the reasons why might be because it's a little daunting to watch, these long streams, maybe scenarios you don't know. And we're gonna do an in-depth gameplay video today of the Midnight Mask. So hopefully a scenario that everyone has already played before, so you're not getting spoiled about what happens. But yeah, welcome to this video. Eh,
I'm excited. It's like you said, there's a lot like this is I do on my channel in-depth deck building where I try to talk in great detail about why I include what cards and why I'm like choosing those over other cards. But it never really happens in gameplay. And you and I, when we record gameplay individually, we usually have a tangent of our thoughts about like trying to work through things. But a lot of this stuff we still internalize. We are making a lot of like quick decisions that we don't really like explain why we're doing them. So honestly, part of the reason is because it's exhausting to kind of do that all the time.
yeah.
But this is a nice video or series that allows us to explain these thoughts in greater detail about why we consider them over other things because there is a lot on Arkham that is about the decisions you make, right? You could play a great deck, but someone who has piloted that deck before or knows how to pilot that deck is going to do better than you, probably, most likely.
The other part is that we don't always get a chance to show, maybe I wouldn't say disagreements, but different play styles off,
Hmm.
and really explain, why that is what we're doing. And as you'll see in a little bit, the decks we brought, I think, highlight kind of our play styles, and maybe we can learn a little bit from each other too, because we don't often talk through these things ourselves in quite the same way. So even picking our brains about like, why do this, why do that, are you getting
Hmm.
what you're looking for out of them, I think is going to be a nice highlight from this video. So just like a couple other things to sort of introduce this topic, I think that the deck piloting and the scenario decisions are very distinct from each other in terms of talking about like what gameplay is. So we're going to first talk about like the decks themselves, but what you do as a player to make your deck do what it wants to do is, yeah, of course it runs in tandem with what the scenario is doing towards you to you, but we're going to talk a lot about like what is going on in the scenario, but also what's going on in our decks. So our hands will be open to each other, and we'll be able to talk more about like why we're doing the things we're doing, if it's based on what we think is going to happen in the scenario, the pressure the scenario is giving us, versus what our decks are telling us to do or not to do at that point. And I feel like deck building has to be informed by gameplay in general. It's just that these things are, I don't know, they're hard to tease apart, but there's just so much that goes into it. And I hope that those of you who are interested in deck building, I love deck building. I've got a whole series about deck building that I'm working on. Also take like, what is the scenario generally trying to tell you to do or not do to inform what you're doing with your deck building. Like, you're not going to build a deck of like 15 weapons or something because you thought that was cool. Like, maybe you can make a really good deck that way, but like that's not what the game wants you to do, right? That is a very strange deck outside the context of the actual real game.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So, two caveats with all of this. I kind of alluded to it a second ago, but we are going to be playing with a lot of scenario knowledge. We're playing the Midnight Masks. When you play your own campaigns, you might be playing them for the first time and you might not know what happens on agenda or act flips. You might not know
Mhm.
the possibilities of, randomized locations. You might not know various things that happen in the encounter deck. And we have a lot of that here. So we're playing with a lot of privilege.
Mhm.
But after you play a few times, that's something we can't forget. It's hard to forget that stuff.
Yeah. And one thing I often say too is that sometimes the more you know, the worse you do because you're thinking about things that don't actually matter. which you might even actually see happen in this video, depending on how things go.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's a limit, right? Like there's we're going to be thinking about the agenda flip in particular because it's just like
Yeah.
you can't forget about that. But yeah, if you overthink things, that's why this video is probably longer than it needs to be. You'll be, perhaps frozen in fear from that analysis paralysis, and we don't want to like get bogged down in that. And the other part is
Mhm.
that we are going to be playing with open hands, so I can show you what Justin is thinking, and he can also see what I'm thinking too, based on what's in our hand. That's not typically how you play the game. The level of communication that you have is, differs from group to group, but the rules reference learn to play kind of suggests that you shouldn't just name off cards in your hand. So
Mhm.
um, that's going to be different than the way we normally play.
Yeah.
We'll do our best not to like make that a huge factor in what we're doing, but
No. And,
it's
and
just part of how we're
honestly,
doing this.
yeah, honestly, you and I are we've played a lot of Arkham, so usually if we have like each other's deck open, which we kind of do sometimes keep around,
Hmm.
we can kind of know what someone's doing when they start doing it. You're like, ah, that's what this is happening here. It's like, oh, do you have this card? It's like
Hmm.
we're pretty quick on picking that up anyway.
Yeah, and if you have seen the other players' decks, then you kind of know what they're capable of or what they're trying to do, and that's what
Yeah.
we're going to do right now. We're going to talk through the decks a little bit. So we'll start with you because you
Mhm.
are a guest here on the channel, and I think this is a really good deck to show off for you. Oh, I guess it doesn't really show who you're playing, and it should not. Oh, it's right up there, but it shouldn't surprise everyone that you brought a Silas Marsh deck.
Yeah. Silas is my favorite investigator, and I could have gone with just a traditional fighter for this. I chose the fighting role. I think did I choose first or second for this one?
I chose first.
Um, yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So then
well,
I was like,
I don't remember now, actually.
yeah. But I was doing a video with Eric, and Eric's playing Silas right now. And Silas is an investigator that I see a lot of people bring a deck, and then they're like, "Why isn't this deck working?" And Silas is a very interesting investigator. As you can see by my deck here, I have 17 skills.
Hmm.
And I could have thrown in a few more, and honestly, if I went beyond the 9 XP, I probably would have gone even more. Silas loves skills, and he's able to fight without his skills, but I still throw a few choice weapons in here, fire axe and the baseball bat. I really wanna find my harpoon. That's what I'm, like, looking to fight with.
Hmm.
But other than that, some survivability in the form of the cherished keepsake of Madame Lebranche, hunting jacket for resources to pay for the fire axe and also potentially pay off the siren call if we get a little bit bogged down. That's something I like to think of with Silas, and it might even be part of the decision making that we have coming up that we're going to be talking about in this video.
Hmm.
Otherwise, unrelentings and brute forces just to deal a bunch of damage and draw cards. It's very traditional. I put this deck together in like literally 3 minutes. It's just muscle memory at this point.
Yeah, another thing that I know you're going to want to talk about is just his ability. So I think a lot of
Yeah.
players might look at this and say, "What does this do?" And
Yes.
before we even start playing, I just want to ask you, like, to you, what is his ability for?
His ability for me first is value. I'm looking at looping unrelenting as much as possible. That's kind of like the hope that I'm hoping to do with this card.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
just explain that
Alternatively,
up front
yeah,
here, right? You get to draw you when you commit unrelenting, you get to seal the 3 tokens, you draw 2 cards, and that happens before the skill test actually finishes. So you can well, even before the chaos token is drawn for the test, so you can return it to your hand using his ability, and you've still drawn the 2 cards. So you don't get to
yeah.
put them back.
And that's what I'm looking at doing the +1 and the 0/0 every time,
Hmm.
because, Silas's Elder Sign is so powerful. You'll probably see me eventually transition into using an Unrelenting to seal the bigger modifiers, like the -4s and the Cultist, especially in this scenario.
Hmm.
And that's when I'll have 8 cards in hand, and I'm not gonna need it, and I'll have another one. Beyond that, Silas's ability is just protection. It's to ensure that your skills trigger when you want them to.
Hmm.
But I personally really like using it for the recursion part of his. It doesn't seem like it is recursion because it's not actually recursion, but with the right skills, his ability actually is kind of just like skill recursion, which is very powerful.
So you put 9 XP into this deck, as I did with mine, because we are not playing Midnight Masks just with no XP, and we're not doing it like a standalone. Although we actually kind of are. It's the standalone where you don't add more than one basic weakness. But
Yes,
I
yeah.
went through and crunched the numbers from the gathering, and you do, if you decide not to burn down your house, which we didn't in this iteration, you get 9 XP if you full clear it.
Oh,
And
that's why the house is here. That's why the house is here.
yeah, so
I like it.
9 XP is I think a reasonable level to show what Midnight Mask is capable of too. So it's also not. I mean, it's a good spot to show decks at not an incredibly powerful level either. So,
Mhm.
all right. Anything else about Silas you want to talk about?
No, I think a lot of stuff is going to come up in the gameplay, especially like I'm going to explain like Madame Lebranche better than all that kind of stuff. It's all
Hmm.
going to kind of make more sense when I'm actually thinking through my turns and playing them all.
Great. Oh, what'd you put on Grizzled? It's a monster and hazard. Okay.
Hazard and Monster for the Night Gaunts and the Crypt Chill. Even though I'm not
Hmm.
too worried about the Crypt Chill, you might be, I might want to keep like my only weapon in play.
Yeah. I tried to not tech super hard, but it's hard not to into the scenario. I kind
Yeah.
of wanted to say like, hey, what if we were really playing this campaign? And I picked Monterey Jack, who's you might not know this, is maybe my favorite investigator.
Oh,
Uh,
nice. Let's
yeah.
go.
I figured you were taking Silas, that I probably should take my favorite investigator. And this is the regular one. This is not parallel or anything. This is the one you get in the Edge of the Earth box. So he is uh, level 0 rogue, level 1 to 5 seeker, plus 5 level 0 seeker cards. So this is a wacky deck, but I love playing wacky decks, and I really like playing rogues. I don't think I've played rogues with you like almost ever. Just
Mhm.
somehow it's worked out that way. I also like survivors. So his ability is really important for the game plan for me. His ability is at the end of your turn. If you start this round 1 location away from your current location, either gain 1 resource or draw 1 card. If you're 2 away, then you get to do both instead. So we want to do that as much as possible without it being just for the hell of it. So that's a lot of, I think, discussion comes from that about when do I want to push for this ability and when do I not need to do that. But I also think this is a good scenario in which movement is pretty good. So
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to be a huge issue to just move around and get some value. Now, the deck is mostly rogue because that's what we get at lower levels, but there's some interesting splash cards in here that I think are trying to do the Monterey Jack game plan. So let's talk about those. We have 2 copies of Connect the Dots. This is an expensive card, but when you get a lot of economy, like rogues do, in the form of Monterey Jack's ability, and these 2 copies of Crafty, which can pay for this, then this starts to look a little bit better, especially when we're trying to move around. And leaving clues behind is fine. So
Mhm.
that's like the goal of the deck, is to make sure that these fire off, because otherwise I don't think we're getting enough value. The other ways we're getting clues, we've got 1 copy of Deduction. We've got 2 copies of Alton O'Connell, who gives Monterey Jack a boost to agility, which is good.
Mhm.
And I'm not trying to like cheese this shroud value thing, which I could have done with,
Mhm.
flashlights or maybe something else, but rather this is just a way to get some fast clues if we need to.
Yeah.
And succeeding by 3 is not too big of an ask when we've got some big numbers, and we've got a copy of Steady Handed, which is really just here to either hit for Alton O'Connell or with our level 0 lockpicks to prevent us from succeeding by only 1.
Yeah.
So that's there for that. The horror might be important, might not be important, but I'm hoping to use that. Otherwise, we're looking at lockpick Steve's kit to get some clues. We've got a couple of ways to deal damage. Mostly it's just his bullwhip. It may not need to be played, but
Mhm.
it's not a bad thing to just throw out there. And then we've got this card, Coup de Grace, which deals 1 damage to basically acolytes. That's what this is here for. It's a little bit of
Yeah.
tech for that. And we should have the resources to do it. Getting a card draw is good. It's it's fine. If we can do a lot of card draw in this deck, then these sorts of things, this one and Swift Reflexes, by the way, we should have enough money we should be getting a little bit extra value by going through the deck a bit quicker.
Mhm.
That's mostly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a
So one
Pathfinder
thing
as
I
well.
imagine you guys are going to all notice in this is that Monterey Jack is actually probably going to go off on his own quite a bit.
Hmm.
And then already, this is going to just happen subconsciously. I can already tell. How the gameplay is going to work is that Silas is not going to, as you saw, my deck was not teched at all to get clues. Like, I have no way of doing that. Like, even my skills are all pure for fighting.
Hmm.
Um, the hope is that once Monterey Jack's on his own, if he's in a pinch, like if he's 3 locations away, he'll evade an enemy that he draws. But actually, the only enemies that spawn at your location in this one, it's very limited, right? There's just the Night Gaunts and then potentially some of the cult members if
Hmm.
they show up.
Hmm.
So that's a very nice job for Monterey Jack to have some safety there. But primarily, Monterey Jack is going to be on his own, maybe coup de grace some acolytes, but generally Silas's job is to kill the Night Gaunts and the also the acolytes, but specifically the cultists is what I'm going to be taking out.
Exactly. So yeah, it'll be interesting to sort of play this out because it's not an unconventional team, but I really like as the Kluber here to have a way to just not think about enemies too much.
Yeah.
So that will save us a bunch of time. That's the idea. We'll talk about our opening hands, I guess, when we're doing the mulligan. But for me, before I even get there, what I want is one of lockpicks, thieves kit, and then crafty would be really good, and then the rest of it doesn't matter as much. We'll get there, I think. Pathfinder would be really great, of course, but
Yes.
we really just want some way to get clues without just doing basic investigates. This is not a basic investigate deck at all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Okay. So let's go ahead over here. We blocking the camera too much? Probably. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. And you as well. We want to be able to see your deck and everything. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and start. We'll do just one at a time. Let's take a look at what your opening hand is.
Okay, so I'm looking at this opening hand immediately, and I see one card that I'm keeping, and the rest I'm throwing away.
All right.
This
Why?
is a quick decision.
Yeah.
It's we're gonna keep the fire axe because I want to be able to fight. I just wanted a weapon in my opening hand, and because I only have 5 in my deck, I can't be picky. I can't be like, well, I really want my harpoon, so I should dig for my harpoon. I
Mhm.
want this fire axe. It just gets the job done, and that's the most important thing here. The reason why I'm not keeping the other cards is because the luckies to me are better later on. After I've set up and I just need some security, I'm not looking at drawing lucky in my opening hand. I'm actually pretty happy I saw both of these because I don't want to draw any lucky. The worst thing is when you mulligan away a card and then you draw that same card,
Mhm.
and now I don't need to worry about that here.
So
If I, sorry,
I was going to say, I often think, and this is maybe you're about to say this, but like I often think that like I don't want skills in my opening hand, but is Silas different in that respect?
yeah, South, I do want skills. Like if I had, I mean, like unreliable, I'm fishing for.
Hmm.
But I'd even keep an overpower in my opening hand. I'm not keeping resourceful because I don't have anything to resourceful back. So
Right.
once again, I want to draw that later. And for persistence, I would be keeping this card if I started with the harpoon
Mm.
because that's then 2+1 damages that I have right on my opening hand. But because I have the fire axe, persistence goes down in value, so I'm looking for something else. So now, what I'm hoping to see is an unrelenting. So that's what we really want to see here. This is not a stellar opening hand. We're not really happy with where this is. I am excited to see the chair's keepsake because that is crypt chill protection.
Hmm.
But beyond that, end of the road. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing this card for a bit, but I'm not too bothered by that because I know it's going to be good. But I was really hoping to hit an unrelenting, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there when it's all said and done.
Okay. We'll talk about what your first turn will look like in a second. Let's do mine here. Okay. So we got the crafty. That's pretty important. The rest of it probably goes. Like I said before, I don't need any skill cards in my hand. That's funny. We both have quick thinkings, and the taboo says max once per round. So we gotta
We
we
got to remember
gotta
that.
negotiate that. Anyway, um, I, it's not my job to kill things, so I
Mhm.
don't think the bullwhip is necessary. And I don't know that you have a weapon, but I just assume that you could kill an acolyte if it shows up, like the one that's already here.
Yep.
And I don't think the fox mask is important enough. So we're gonna toss all of those back. I would rather, like I said earlier, get a tool that I could pay for with crafty and then go nuts there. Okay, we didn't get one, but we do have at least maybe I go off and get the acolyte. Who knows? We do have ways of getting resources, which is nice. So
Yeah.
now this is where I think about how do I leverage my ability to draw through my deck rather than taking basic draw actions, while still advancing the game state. There's also something else we can think about, which is the your house ability.
Yep.
So
All right. For context, for people, should we talk about just the
yeah,
active gen to just give some context for those?
so the agenda is 6 doom here. So we've got the one in play from the acolyte. That's okay. We don't have to kill him right away, but we could. And then our goal here is that we need to spend 4 clues as a group, meaning that whoever has spare actions probably will just do this to draw the top card of the cultist deck, and we need to do this. Yeah, it's that guy. Many unique cultist enemies as we can add to victory display, and we can resign whenever we want. And I'm really excited to see what the number is that we actually get.
I'm hoping. I'm banking 6. I feel
Okay.
like this is the way.
All
All
right.
right. Do you want me to talk through what I'm thinking for my first turn?
Yeah.
So this first turn is going to be very easy. This is the classic Arkham setup turn. Um, People who watch me play Arkham know that I like to investigate on my setup turn. Luckily, I don't have to do that here, but I still kind of like am thinking about how can I still advance the game state right now. You're 100% right. We don't need to kill this cultist, this acolyte yet. So I'm kind of just putting my thumb over him on the screen.
Yeah.
He doesn't exist right now. But I do want to drop down my weapon just to get that set up for my first action. I do want to play Cherished Keepsake in case I draw a Crypt Chill during the Mythos phase.
hmm
And the last thing I'm going to do is the draw one card and gain one resource. I'm not too concerned about doing this last because I have the two things I want to play in my hand.
hmm
And all my weaknesses in my deck, my basic weakness is Vow of Dritzelik. It's not an enemy, and my signature is not an enemy, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're
That's
just going
good.
to draw a card and gain a resource. Yeah, I wouldn't have played baseball bat even if I like drew it first. I still think the fire axe is where I'm going to be and how I'm going to probably fight with it this whole scenario.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm also going to take that basic or this draw one card, gain one resource, limit once per turn, so we're good there. Um, what ideally we draw into the Thieves Kit or um, the lockpicks. I'll probably play the crafty, but it doesn't need to be first. I'd rather just like see what we've got here. If we end up drawing my weakness, the one that makes me not go anywhere, then we'll have to adapt. But that doesn't really change what I would have played in my hand. So let's just do that for action one. All right, we got a swift reflexes. Again, we're gonna wait till we have enough money to fire those off. I think I've done enough here that I probably want to move and maybe play something. If I get the crypt chill, that kind of sucks. But I would rather have something out. Alternatively, I could move
Yeah,
twice.
yeah. And for people at home, I imagine I'm going to fill in a little bit more space here. That I'm going to Daniel can tell me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
but you're happy to leave these clues here because you have connect the dots as part of your game plan.
Thank you. I forgot to say that. That indeed, there's like 2 things in my mind here, right? There's if I move once, we hit Rivertown, I get my weakness, I can solve that. That makes
Yeah,
you investigate with a basic action, basically to move. And I can get these clues later. I'd never need to come back here.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and move for action 2. We reveal Rivertown.
Hmm.
One trout. That's a safe place. I'm only concerned about the crypt chill here, but I think I play the steady handed, and we are just okay with that. So now I'll use my ability to it's going to be draw card because we're just looking for other stuff.
Yep.
I might need to use these coup de graces.
You might need to. You might, I mean, I'm smelling a night gone on this first turn, so it might be the time.
All right, upkeep. So I've got a perception. You're looking pretty nice there with the hunting jacket.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right,
I told you.
you did.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Oh no.
That's all right. Yeah, this wasn't a huge part of the game plan, so we'll just take this on the chin. Okay.
So that was crazy that we just predicted that. It's like it was all set up. But this goes to show that we actually are, when we play, are thinking ahead to these things, right? This might not be something you do. One, because scenario knowledge, as you said earlier, we have a lot of that. We know what this encounter deck is. I've played Midnight Mask probably like 80 times at this
Yeah.
point in my life. Um, and I'm also thinking, what's the worst case scenario? And right now, the Night Gaunt and Crypt Chill were actually probably the two worst case scenarios. The Night Gaunt might not look bad. You might be thinking, but Justin, this is great. But if you look at my Fire Axe and you look at my resource count, we have a little bit of a pickle here because I have 6 resources I need to get through for this Fire Axe.
Hmm.
So I'm going to be just kind of mulling over some options. Why don't you go first? Because I think that this would be the situation where I'm going to try to think of a game plan, and then I'm going to talk through some options that I had once you're done that.
Okay. So if I had been here and already drawn Alton O'Connell, I probably would leave this acolyte alone and just move up and play him for cheap. Easttown, as we all know and love, is every ally's best friend. But there's a possibility Southside has a way to get an ally out. So I think I'm going to head down there and take care of the acolyte while I'm just here. And then we see what we might end up drawing. So this requires me to do this as my last action. That's fine.
Mhm.
I'm going to play the crafty,
Nice.
and then that's 3 resources. And then I'm going to move for my second action,
Mhm.
and it's the draw 3 cards. That's not terrible. And then for my last action, we're just going to, I mean, so I can potentially get more money with Grift. I'm not super concerned with that right now. I'd rather get the card draw. So we'll just go ahead and fire a bullet, maybe 2 bullets apparently. And then just deal 1 damage here, draw a card,
Nice.
my turn ends. Okay, I'm stuck here. But I have the perception, so it's not horrible. So for reference, this is I can't move except for scenario card effects. I could take 2 horror to shuffle it back in. That would have been nice with the steady-handed a minute ago, but that's okay. But I will trigger my ability, and we're just going to continue to draw cards here.
Nice.
Great, we got all the skills. It's not what we're looking for, but we this is why we don't just theory craft. We actually play through the scenarios.
Yeah, and this is why this is some fun puzzles to solve. All right, I've been doing a lot of brainstorming over here.
Okay.
My thought process first was just attack this guy a bunch of times with a Fire Axe.
Mm-hmm.
Spend 3. We'll spend like 2, 3, 1, like some sort of weird combination coupled with a quick thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that doesn't advance me enough. So I'm also now thinking, how can I advance myself in this situation? So I have a bunch of damage soak and a little bit of horror soak. So I'm actually going to provoke an attack of opportunity, take a damage on myself and a horror on my Crypt Chill Ward of Protection,
Mm-hmm.
to play Hunting Jacket here. Uh, this is mostly because it reduces my resource cost by 2,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Okay. Cool.
Now I'm thinking, is there a way I can kill this guy this turn? I can attack with a Fire Axe, bring this down to 1, go 10 to his 3. That
Mm-hmm.
seems pretty good. So we're going to start there. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, and we're going to play this quick thinking on this. Also, another thing that's nice about you going first is something that you should be aware of when you play scenarios is remember what your tokens are, the
Mm.
symbol tokens. The -2, place 1 doom on the nearest cultist enemy can cause things to happen because that's not an if you fail, that just happens. So that is a good reason why, beyond even me needing time to think, Monterey Jack to go first to just solve that cultist problem on the board. All right, so we put 3 resources into this fire axe. We want to spend them. We also have hunting jackets, and now resources are easier to come by, so we're
Mhm.
happy to spend down. So we're gonna go 11 to 3 here, with the 6 from the fire axe and the 1 from the quick thinking. +1 is great. Obviously, it hits. We get the action back with quick thinking. The reason why I'm not pulling this back is because this was the protection use of Silas's ability. I
Mhm.
want to be doing this to protect the quick thinking, not to like recur the quick thinking. So we're only going to deal, you guessed it, 1 damage to this guy.
Right.
But that's all good because this is all part of the plan. During this lightning bolt window, I'm going to put this end of the road on the hunting jacket,
Mhm.
which is going to give us 1 resource. I believe I am going to spend a resource to go 6 to 3. I'm going to kind of spread the rest of these out. I need to deal 3 more damage with 2 more attacks. So
Mhm.
that means I can do 1 at 0, 1 not at 0. So we're going to go 6 to 3. That is a 0 because the cultist is dead. And then we're going to go 1 more time. And this is when I actually commit this quick thinking here, um, to go 7 to 3.
So
But with
this
this one, I'm intending on pulling it back.
so you can commit it, but it doesn't give you the extra action, right?
Exactly. Right
Okay.
now, I'm just using it for the wild action.
Okay.
So we're going to go 7 to 3. And I'm going to pull it back if this is anything except the -4 or the auto fail. All right, I can now pull this back. 6 to 3 is fine. This guy will take 2 damage because of that. Night Gaunt, solved.
Nice job. So yeah, you needed
Had
the
to use a
4
lot of
actions for that.
resources.
Mhm.
Yeah, had to use a lot of resources, but that was a worst case scenario that we got through. Now, from here on out, things should be a lot easier.
That's the hope. Okay. Okay. So I got to connect the dots, which is good. So at some
That's
point we
good.
can fire this off. And you have another 5x.
Not what we want to see, but that's okay.
All right. What's the your encounter card, right? You were first. Yeah.
Surge.
No clues. Thankfully, neither of us have that problem. But
I'll take 2 damage.
you have to take 2 damage. Yep.
Yeah. Which I'm going to put on the hunting jacket and on me. I have a lot of red, so I'm not too worried about that card.
I have a lot too. Oh
Oh no.
no. Okay. So I mean, we're just going to fail this, but there is a world in which I commit this and this to go 3 to 4. That's not gonna cut it, right? That would win on 2 symbols or 2
Yeah.
tokens. So unfortunately, we just this is what happens
Yeah.
sometimes. We do have another copy of Crafty. So we take this. We fail no matter what.
Yep.
And Monterey Jack is getting a bit dunked on by the game here.
Yeah, that is pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal.
The good news is there is an action here that I can take to draw 3 cards.
Yep.
We might do that to try to power through the buried secrets as well.
Yep. Yeah, why don't you you go first. Why don't you do that? Because you have a more interesting situation here and it doesn't really matter for order right now.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do the draw 3. Okay. We've now found a little bit more juice here, but we can't move unless we take this action. So I think we're going to want to do that. We're going to want to use as many cards as possible to um, get maybe an action back on this. So I'm thinking about this perception to gets me a 4 to 6. This is going to give me to 7 to 3. Um, and I potentially commit the grift here as well
Hmm.
because there's no enemies and I'm going to have to discard things no matter what. So let's
Yep.
go ahead and commit that as well. So that gives me 6, 7, 8 to 3 for my second action. Okay, very
Nice.
nice. -1. So this goes away. We don't get any clues off of that, but we do get an action back. We do get a card. All right. So we have not played anything. We've just done 2 activates. And I have another action, so I think we start moving over and getting some value from Alton. Go back over to Easttown. So I think I moved twice,
Nice.
and this will give me, yeah, this will give me a card and a resource at the end of my turn. Okay, this looks a little bit nicer.
Nice. Okay. I'm
This is
gonna
a
do the
little
draw
rude,
one
though.
card and gain one resource because I'm trying to get out of this little resource pit I'm kind of in.
Hmm.
The shuffles are just not kind today.
No.
I'm gonna draw a card, and once again I'm just trying to find something that isn't redundancy. Because right now I'm finding my redundancy. Um, and so now I'm debating if I head to Rivertown or draw another card. I think I want to draw another card because if we spawn an acolyte, I don't mind it spawning here.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna just draw a card again. We're just trying to find something that does something.
Yeah.
And I found something that does the opposite of something. I found something that does super nothing.
I mean, the good news is the 17 cards that are left in my deck are good,
Yep,
and you're at 23. Maybe you'll get your Unrelenting at some point.
maybe.
All right, my hand is going to be oversize in the upkeep, so let's talk about what to discard here.
All right.
I have some choices, right? We want to hold on to Alton, obviously. Um, I don't have the resource generation that I thought I was going to have in this scenario because of the grift. Sorry, the crafty and the city handed are
Mhm.
gone. That was 5 resources into the pit. So I think it's going to be the swift reflexes. We just don't have the economy right now to make that happen. I like the icons on it,
Yep.
but I that don't have a choice on the matter. Foxmask
Yep.
is another choice I could get rid of, but I might need to, having not seen lockpicks or Thieves Kit, I might need to play that.
Yep.
All right. 3 of 6, we've gotten 0 clues. I apologize, but
I mean, I was about to say, so something you'll actually see happen to you, not all the time, but frequently in Arkham, is you hit like a wall. And it usually happens at some point in a scenario. But you're most fragile to it when it happens at the beginning of the scenario when you haven't
mhm,
set up. Like, I mean, if you think about it, you've spent 5 resources and 2 actions that have just been wiped out by the encounter deck. We would be in a much different place if I drew one of those crypt chills,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, like, that is the situation we're currently in. And yeah, I'll just take 2 from this hunting shadow again.
Mhm.
I have a lot of red. I'm running out of red, but I still have a lot of red.
All right. I'm going to put this
Nice.
Wizard of the Order right in the middle for you,
That's exactly why I stayed here too.
and then he's going to get a Doom. Uh-oh. All right. We'll use this, and we'll see what happens.
Sure.
You could probably
What?
take care of this.
Yeah, because again, we don't want to add the added pressure of you accidentally pulling in a -2.
Mhm.
Because if I, for example, somehow move in and auto fail my attack, that would be not great. If this guy had a bunch of doom on it, so I should be going first here.
Sounds great.
Part of me wants to draw a card and gain a resource,
Mhm.
but because we're at 3, while we won't advance, I don't want to put that pressure on you of not taking tests. But this is when I would ask, are you planning on taking lots of tests this turn?
Okay. So probably, again, this is not what I would tell you if we're actually playing, but probably my plan here. I'm going to play Alton, right, for
Yep,
1 resource. We can't play another card, right?
yep.
Because of the panic. So we're not playing the Fox Mask. But these things are fast, are probably okay. I might just investigate for the deduction and keep moving around the map. That's probably my plan
Okay.
here.
So because there is a chance for a test, I think I'm just going to nip it in the bud and just draw a card instead of gaining a resource with my last action. I'm not too upset about basically instead of taking an upkeep, just taking a draw. Because I'm doing this for the draw, the
Hmm.
resource is less required. So let's move in here. Let's attack this beautiful guy here. I'm going to put 3 into this.
Hmm.
So we're going to go 10 to 4. I don't really want to commit my quick thinking. I'm going to save that for when like a Night Gaunt or one of the cultists shows up, especially the big bad. We know he's going to be coming up pretty
Hmm.
soon. So we're just going to go 10 to 4, and this guy's toast.
Beautiful.
And then, as mentioned, I'm going to draw a card for my last action. Resourceful is nice. Now I can start, especially with this long shot and this stunning blow.
Hmm.
I can start trying to take advantage of these. And I don't like looking at these this baseball bat, so I'm actually just going to put it under my hunting jacket.
You have to look at the other one though.
I know that's next turn though.
Okay. So I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to play for my one play that I'm allowed. Alton O'Connell. Okay. This is
Mhm.
nice. Maybe we can start getting some of that clue juice back.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, though, we're not using that number to get clues. So if I commit the deduction, that puts us at 5 to 2. That beats
Mhm.
everything but the -4. It's not great to fail on that. So again, I'm thinking about this grift and saying, hmm. Um, but, and this is where I'm going to ask you, what would you do here? Would you take the up 3, knowing that there's a bunch of
I
zeros?
would take the risk just because we're so far behind. I think we need to take a swing.
Yeah,
If we lose it, that sucks. But I think we have to take the risk to
I agree.
start trying to get out ahead.
I don't necessarily want to give up on the Fox Mask quite yet because I don't have any other things I would play next turn. But yeah, let's just go for it. Up 3. Okay, -1. So I don't get the
Yeah.
succeed by 3, but it does give us the 2 clues, which we like a lot because that's how we win this game.
Mhm.
And then we're done with being here, so we can go ahead and move to downtown.
Nice.
Gain 3 resources is printed here, so I'm going to just take the card for my last action. Another Swift Reflexes. Okay.
Yeah, we're drawing the wrong sides of our deck for sure.
Yeah.
So now we talked before the Mythos phase, just like this plan. This is, I mean, this is something we're both gonna be able to instantly figure out when we start the next Mythos phase and we draw like an acolyte.
Hmm.
We're gonna probably aim for South Side or Miskatonic.
Right.
That's where we're gonna. We're not like ever going back to your house, and we avoid the graveyard at all costs.
Yeah, no need to go in there yet.
Yeah. All right. I'm happy about an overpower.
How about a second Alton? I mean,
Yeah,
there's
it's
only
rough,
2
but
Crypt Chills in there, right? So,
yeah,
uh,
this is a great showcase of Arkham, I think, where things aren't going perfectly, but we got to just keep pressing on ahead.
okay, 4 of 6.
Locked door.
So we don't ever intend on going back here. I can get the
Yep,
clues without doing investigations, so this is great.
yep. The nice thing about locked door is that Silas does break them down. So if they were on a location that was a problem,
Hmm.
we could break through it.
The only thing to consider with this is that it does thin the encounter deck.
Yep, yep.
So if you felt like there was nothing for you to do,
I could
you
go break it down and have an upkeep phase. Exactly that.
you could just put it on your own location right now and not have to worry about that.
Yeah,
But we don't know what I'm going to draw, so
yeah.
this is a fine choice. Well, in that
Throw the
case,
throw this one where I am. We'll try to break it
okay.
down.
Yeah, so let me just quickly say that I could have taken it here, used the nimble or something to get some value out of that, but I don't think that's where we're at the moment.
Yeah, this is my time to step up and try to solve some problems.
Hmm.
So let's try to step up and solve some problems. I got this overpower. I'm gonna do fist, obviously, because that's what overpower has,
Hmm.
and we're gonna go 6 to 4. And I'm tired of looking at this fire axe, so I'm gonna commit this one to this. So we're gonna go 7 to 4. Okay, so now we have our first interesting decision here as Silas, which is, do I bring this overpower back?
Hmm.
And I think the answer is yes. Mostly because I can now, for my next 2 actions, just draw 2 cards. Finding my harpoon is my number 1 goal right now. Well, actually, unrelenting is number 1, harpoon's number 2.
Hmm.
And I think I'm just gonna pull this overpower back, let this fire axe go. And the reason is because this overpower, if I'm ever in this weird situation with this fire axe, it's basically 1 resource for the fire axe. And because
Hmm.
that's my way to fight, I think it's more relevant here. We get to kill this locked door, and then, as promised, I'm going to be drawing 2 clues here. I'll draw 2 cards. But what we're going to notice soon is that the acolyte. Sorry, the this is gonna flip coming up. So you and I are gonna become buddies in the near future.
Yeah.
And additionally, we're gonna have something spawn. In a perfect world, if I don't think it's gonna happen because of the way things went, but if like we could have spent your clues and then so maybe there was a reason that I should have gone second there because if I spawned your spent your clues, I could have brought the guy could have spawned with me, which would have been pretty neat.
We do
But
have one more round for that though, right? 6 doom?
oh yeah, okay, then we're gonna aim to do that. I'm gonna draw two cards for my last two actions.
Cool.
I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm very happy with how things are looking.
All right. I'm not too thrilled about what's going on over here. So let's think about the shroud here. This one's 3. I believe this one is also 3. I think we've cleared off the easy location, which was
Yeah.
East Town. There's Rivertown as well. Um, so given that I didn't want to do any basic investigating, and that's where we're stuck at, there's
Mhm.
a world in which I play the Fox Mask and just start churning out the offerings there, but there aren't that many enemies for that to do a whole
Mhm.
lot. I might have to do some fancy tricks there. I like the gain 3 resources action. I probably do that. I don't like having all these cards that don't do anything right now.
Mhm.
Again, the hope was to have Thieves Kit or something to combo off of, but we don't have that, so we have to adapt. So I think we're going to go ahead and start with taking those 3 resources, just because I don't think I'm going to stay here.
Mhm.
And I think what we do is we play that Fox Mask and then we leave. The reason I'm doing this, I'm pretty sure there's ability here to spend a bunch of resources to get 2 clues. If it comes to it, we do that just to spend clues.
Yep.
Okay. So that was my play. That was my move. I will take a draw. Well, ugh.
More draw, more draw.
Okay. I mean, that was part of the intent. Okay,
Ooh.
you got your sig, I got my sig. I need to discard something. It's probably Alton. If we go
Yeah.
around again and we need to, we'll do that. But right now the damage is looking okay. I can put
Yeah.
damage on him. This isn't bad.
Mine was
Oh,
baseball bat because I hate looking at it. I'm not planning on playing it. It was just my redundancy, and because we had fire axe, I don't need my redundancy anymore.
sounds good. Okay, 5 out of 6.
Hey, I'll grab a cultist. So, I'm actually going to do something that I very rarely do. I'm going to actually grab a cultist from the discard pile for this one.
I agree. So you have a
The
choice. You
reason
could take
is,
him from either
yeah,
one, and I think there's 2 in the deck, right? And just the
yeah.
one in the discard pile.
And the reason I'm doing that is because we're happy to have as little time before those crypt chills come back, especially because you don't really, I mean, you have some stuff, but I just don't want to get through the deck that quick, especially those two hunting shadows. There's one hunting shadow left that we haven't seen.
Hmm.
So I think just more time. I'm going to put the Miskatonic University. And maybe because I think we still want to meet up.
Hmm.
And if we don't meet up, we want to potentially do that clue thing that we talked about last turn.
Yeah, I'm thinking potentially when you put that there, I could run something with the grift, the nimble. I
Mhm.
kind of want to get these cards out of my hand just to
Mhm.
not lose value on them, even though they're not doing
Yeah.
anything. They're going to help me get through to my other stuff. Okay, but I still have
And,
a
and
card to take.
and luckily right now we don't need to kill this guy this turn.
Correct. Right. Like it's possible I would use the Fox Mask to replenish by kind of moving through his location.
Yeah.
All right. I've drawn an obscuring fog. That means I'm not investigating here. Not yet, anyway. All right. This is another huge decision point to make. I
Yeah.
could spend the 5. And that is because I'm not investigating here. It seems
Mhm.
unlikely to get 2 clues from
Mhm.
Miskatonic Museum University. I could run back and try to get 2 from downtown and fire off the connect the dots.
Mhm.
That is a possibility. Um, it's that would be a little tough. I'd be going 6 to 3 twice. Well, that's not so terrible. I could do that 6 to 3 twice, and then pay for the connect the dots and get them from your house. It'll still end up with 2 clues on me because that would get me 4 total,
Mhm,
and that's kind of not what we want to do. So I can either slow row the clues again, which I'm not thrilled with given how the scenario is going so far,
mhm.
um, or I can make a pretty good attempt at getting 4 this round.
Yeah, so let's just say you do get 4 clues. The only problem is we're gonna be really far away from each other,
Mhm.
but I could, like, come up to East Town, come up to downtown, and play the harpoon.
So I believe it's Wolfman Drew spawns downtown. Is that right?
Yes, but we're probably not the reason I'm meeting up is so we can,
Ah,
because the masked hunter is gonna come if you get 4 clues this turn, right? And he's
okay.
gonna
Yeah,
be
we
on
wouldn't
you.
spend them then. Okay, yeah, because you
Yeah.
want to play that harpoon. Okay, that sounds like okay.
But
The
let's say, for example, you do get 2 clues. I can move to the university.
mhm,
No, I can leave this guy here. I could play the harpoon, I could spawn, and then I can decide based on where the cultist spawns.
right, yeah. So the part that's really tricky here is I don't want to give up all of my resources
Yes.
for nothing,
I
right?
think that this plan, advancing the game state, is probably better.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with
Because I
that.
also can probably get this myself, especially with this hunting jacket waiting at 3.
Hmm, okay, so let's do that. So we're gonna take a move action here,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna have to use the fox mask twice. So it
Yeah.
isn't guaranteed, but those are the resources I have right now, unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna get
That's
extra doom
okay.
that doesn't matter,
Yep.
and that gets us a clue. And then we do it one more time. Again, 6 to 3. Very nice. Minus
Yes.
2. All right, so that gets me the clue. I play the connect the dots. It's kind of expensive, but that's okay. We get the other 2 clues from over here.
Yep.
And then I will. So here's an interesting question. Do I draw the card or get the resource with my ability? Oh, did I succeed by exactly 3? I sure. No, no, that was a minus
-2 and a -2. So
2.
no.
So no. Okay. Um, right. So the resources are kind of good.
Yep.
Getting another card is good, but I'll have to discard something else. I could also, before I end my turn, fire off the swift reflexes to get it out of my hand and move, giving me both. That's a little bit. I could play the cigarette case with
Mhm.
that. No, I can't. I wouldn't have the resources for it. Um. So my intent next round is if I get the mass hunter, we're gonna probably do a nimble grift or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I also can take him out with a stunning blow,
Hmm.
and then let you just like do it. I won't kill him, but I'll put a bunch of damage on him, and you can just like take advantage of him being there, trigger your fox mask, get a bunch
Right.
of stuff.
Right. Right, and I can still grift and nimble on that. That okay, that's good. I think we're gonna take the card then. Okay, we got the lock picks. But with my luck, it's gonna get
It's gonna just
uh
get auto fail break right away. Yeah.
yeah, it's very possible. All right, let's see your turn.
All right. Yeah, as mentioned, we want to meet up for the masked hunter exchange coming up, and I
Hmm.
want to drop down my harpoon because I can fight without having to use my fire axe, which is very nice.
Very good. Okay, I also could potentially play the Swift Reflexes still, but I don't think there's a reason to do that, so we'll hold on to it. Okay,
All right.
we're gonna go to upkeep. Got a perception. I do need to dump something. The bullwhip is very good with icons, and that I don't think I want to dump. I feel confident in dumping the coup de grace right now because I think you can handle the acolytes.
Mhm.
Okay, 8 out of 6. We're gonna advance the agenda, and
What a twist! I never saw this coming.
all right, 4 fight, 8 health, 2 evade.
Yeah. So right now my plan is to attack him myself with stunning blow, but we're
Hmm.
gonna have to see how things go from this mythos phase because that can change the situation.
Sure can. Okay,
That doesn't
that's good that you drew it and not me, kind of. Okay,
acolytes. All right, I'm gonna be putting them on this side.
sure.
Uh, What's a tough question, actually? So let's talk about this. We have an interesting thing to talk about here.
Hmm.
Because you want to go get clues.
Hmm.
Um, but does nimble ignore enemy movement?
No, it's
No.
not scout ahead.
Okay. Then I'm gonna put it. I think. Yeah. Where do you want to go with your nimble path? Do you want to like?
Probably
I guess
down
it actually
here.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it here because then I have a path with I call kill alley down this way.
Fantastic. All right. I might be leaving anyway.
Okay. I mean, this is a foot test. This is what you're built for.
It is. So this is actually an interesting question because failing it isn't bad, but
Hmm.
trying to pass it is not bad either.
Hmm.
Because one way or another, I right. This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
So what I could do is throw the watch this on this, maybe the bullwhip, maybe not. Try to get some value out of that.
Hmm.
One way or another, I'm going to get my fox mask replenished.
Yep.
Um, and we're up 2. So tokens are pretty friendly except for the tablet. Tablet makes me fail and lose a clue. So I think we do want to pass it just by virtue of the tablet.
Yeah.
So let's try to do that. Um, I don't want to do nimble because that would take me with
Take them with you. Yeah.
exactly. So that's not what I want to do, but I could commit the watch this and maybe the bullwhip, or maybe the swift reflexes. Now let's do the bullwhip. That's a lot of icons. Okay, we got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 4, and we're gonna go all in.
Bet the house on it.
Absolutely. -1. Very good.
Yay! Not poor.
Okay, so I get 3 resources back, and nothing else happens.
Nice. Okay, our turns.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna do my job as the fighter, and I'm gonna fight. We're gonna attack into you because we trust ourselves to hopefully not injure you very badly with this.
What did I draw, by the way?
So
Was it
we're
a
gonna go
-1?
-1. Yeah.
Okay, I succeeded by too much. Okay.
So we have 8 to 4, and I'm gonna commit this stunning blow to go 9 to 4 against the masked hunter. Nice. Again, just trying to get up -4 up 4 because I'm attacking into my friend here and I don't want to hit them. We're also letting the stunning blow go because that's kind of the point of stunning blow now. We needed
Yeah.
to actually trigger, otherwise why did I even commit that? So that's an easy one. So now we actually get to reap the benefits of keeping this overpower in our hand here.
Hmm.
Because you're also going to be gone, so I can kind of just take my time with this guy here, which is really nice.
Hmm.
So I'm going to attack him with the Sea Change Harpoon, and we're going to go 5 to 4. We're going to go 7, 8 to 4. Bringing in the quick thinking on this because once again, it gets me up 4. But also, if I'm going to pull a card back, I'm pulling back the quick thinking here. Because if I get a -4, I can leave them both and just have it happen.
Hmm.
If I get a -4, we can kind of also talk about the decision there. I usually like when I'm playing Silas, I usually commit skills and I know which one I would pull back, but then I don't actually like make that decision until I see the
The
token.
token, yeah. Oh,
Yes! All right. Now we got to do the fun stuff. So this is the best, in my mind, the best Elder Sign in the game. This card is insanely powerful, and I'm about to show you why. So I'm going to commit this quick thinking from my discard pile, and I'm going to return this other quick thinking to my hand with the Silas's ability.
hmm,
So not only do I still get my quick thinking, I actually am going to get that quick thinking back.
yeah.
And I'm going to draw a card from this overpower, and we're going to deal 2 damage to this guy.
Very
So I
nice.
get the action back from the quick thinking, draw a card off the overpower, and this goes in here. And then because of my elder sign, this comes back to my hand. So one thing I always like to keep in mind with Silas is what can I commit from my discard pile? I usually always like to have one big card that I can commit from my discard pile if I draw an Elder Sign. Quick Thinking is very good for that because it's a wild. My favorite card, though, is Resourceful, which I haven't really had a time to play yet, but that's okay. I mean, my Brute Forces and Unrelentings are still hiding in the deck here, but I do feel like I'm starting to turn a corner
Yeah.
on where we are and who I am. So I think,
So let me ask you a quick question before
yeah,
you finish up your turn. Um, you don't know what's in my hand, but you do know what Monterey Jack wants to do, which is he kind of would like the enemy to still be around.
yeah,
You do have the opportunity to kill this guy, though. He only has 8 health.
yeah, I could kill him, but I feel like because we've talked about that you want him, I'm not going to kill him. Uh, I think what I do is I think we just try to poke him down a bit more. I think I'm happy to just go 6 with my Seep Change Harpoon. We're going to go 6 to 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
-1.
So that is 2 damage. And now I have this persistence in my discard pile that I'm actually just going to leave over here
Mm-hmm.
because it's like interactable. And then for my last action, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of why I brought it up.
I mean, I don't think it's a problem if I don't kill him this turn. Oh, what if I spawn a cultist?
Yeah, you could spend the 4 clues.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. We don't want to see Wolfman Drew, but if we do see Wolfman Drew, you could take him, you could evade him, and we could like go from there.
Yeah.
Herman
Herman.
Collins.
Hmm. Okay.
That's what we call a parlay much later in the game.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So with my panic, this is a little bit awkward because I would love to play the lockpicks and the grift, but I
Mm,
can't.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I have to choose one, and I think we choose the grift just to get us out of here, and then we'll maybe even draw like the thieves kit, which is probably better for us at this point. So let's start with the grift. We're going to commit the nimble to it to try to get our value. So I'm 7 on 0 trying to grift the moused hunter. That's pretty good. Again, our tokens are, you know,
Is this so funny?
like so it says a max of 6. Is that right? Yeah. So -1 is like totally doable, and these are probably fine. We would like to succeed by 3 though. I'm not going to commit or the swift reflexes because now, since we're behind on the game, this is going to be better later. Okay, that's our first action. Nice. So we get all 6 resources into this. We succeed by 3, so we're going to move 1, 2, and now we make a decision here. What we could do is go to south side. So we're going to get a fox mask right out of this. We could just stop here and get these clues. I know there's another connect the dots around. Are there any more 2 shroud locations? No. So yeah, we have to keep going. Because I don't think that's going to fire off unless we leave those 2 clues here. I mean, there's the graveyard also, but I think we're okay with this. Okay, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, it's types of actions, so I still can play the swift reflexes just to get a basic investigate out or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Action 2, I think we're just going to have to basic investigate here at 6 on 3. We'll use the perception, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll figure out what we do for our last action once we draw the token. Yeah, that's why you don't make plans too far ahead. I do have one more action. I've already done this. I think we just do a basic investigate again. We'll use the Vox Mask. Unfortunately, okay, -1 is good.
Nice.
Okay, still have not gotten anything off of Alton, but that was sort of expected once we didn't have the steady-handed around anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. I also get a card and a resource along with my upkeep. Okay, we got the Thieves
Oh,
Kit
nice.
and the Connect the Dots, so we're looking a lot better now.
Yeah, that's very comfortable.
Yeah,
Okay, I got the mass hunter, and let's see what I got over here. An obscuring fog.
fine.
Otherwise, no, we're not worried about that. But there's no clues in this location. It's clear.
Hmm. What do you think I'm gonna get? It's either gonna be an acolyte or the false lead, right? Nope, it's a
Or a
hunting
nightgaunt.
night gaunt. That's fine.
Yeah, you're probably pretty well built for evading him.
Now the minus or double the tokens is not great, so I might have you go first to
Yeah,
maybe clear off the
first,
doom.
I agree. Okay, how are we gonna kill this guy? I'm actually spoiled for choice right now. I think I'm gonna do it with the fire axe because we can get to 8 easier.
Hmm.
We're gonna commit this quick thinking and this persistence.
Okay, so you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna go 8 to 4. Okay, I'm gonna return the quick thinking to. No, I'm gonna let the quick thinking go. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I can't return the persistence to my hand. They have made it work against Silas, which is good.
Hmm.
If the wording was slightly different, it would have been insane with Silas, but it doesn't work like that right now. I actually did a check before we started recording this. I think I'm going to let the quick thinking go. I think I want to get the bonus. So we're going to shuffle this into our deck. We're going to put this in our discard pile for the next Elder Sign we're going to draw when we attack this Acolyte.
Hmm.
And then this guy is going to go into the victory display.
Nicely done.
And we got our first cultist.
So,
I'll then hippity hop over here. And I'm going to attack this guy.
hmm.
And I'm going to do it with. Interesting. We'll use the Sea Change Harpoon because we can go 5 to 3. Um, I think I'm going to commit this to go 6 to 3. Beat those minus threes. Beat the zeros too. I can't return this card to my hand because Silas's ability is only skill cards. But this guy's dead. I think I want to gate these 2 clues, so I'm going to stay here this turn, and I'm going to plan for that. I'm going to put a card in my hunting jacket,
Hmm. Oof.
and then I'm going to gain a resource for my last action because then the upkeep phase will bring me to 5, and I'll be able to just do this for my first action and move down here and kill this acolyte.
Sounds good. Okay. I need to just evade this thing. So let's look at the tokens. I'm up 5, but that only really beats the minus 2s.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we have nothing to commit to this other than the swift reflexes, but with the 14 resources and the uh, Thieves Kit coming, we don't want to just commit this.
Yep.
So we take a chance that these are good enough. So we'll take the evade.
Yeah, you couldn't have beat that no matter what.
Now, all right, it's a little bit unfortunate. It's going to put us behind slightly. The rest of my turn is probably going to have to be evade, play the Thieves Kit, maybe spend the money to do an investigate. Let's see if we can
Mhm.
pull it off. Well, that's not going to work.
Nope.
All right.
This is what night gaunts do sometimes. Like this is just like the night gaunt
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. So we still have this in our back pocket. We might just end up having to move if we
Yeah,
succeed here. Okay, we do.
nice.
We
So
succeed
you can
by
get you can get
5.
away.
I can get away, which is what we kind of want to do. Yes, there's one clue left here, but we'll let this guy chase you around.
Yeah,
So we'll
that'll come that clue will be picked up once you're back there.
okay. So we play the swift reflexes. We get away. Go to the hospital. Don't really need to be here. Oh, it is a 2-shot location. But we're we'll see what happens next round. We do get
Yeah,
a card, I think, for our ability.
nice.
I love all the tools at the bottom of the deck. Maybe one day I'll play them.
Yeah.
would have liked you a second ago. Okay.
So I think before we, one thing I like to do is take an assessment of the board before the Mythos phase. I just do a quick look where I'm
Hmm.
just like, so what's the plan? My plan is actually going to stay exactly as I said. We're probably going to draw an acolyte here,
Hmm.
um, and my guess is we're going to probably put him at Rivertown because Silas is kind of moving back this way.
Right.
But I'm going to move in. I'm going to grab the 2 clues, move here, kill this guy, and then I'm going to let the hunting night gaunt come and break my hunting jacket wide open.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
quick assessment here.
My plan, if nothing else. Oh, I should have recharged my fox mask. That's important.
Mhm.
My plan, if everything else is okay, is I would love to play the thieves kit, investigate twice, probably fire off the connect the dots. Even here with the one trod location is okay.
Yeah.
If not, then we can change our plan. But let's go ahead and add the doom.
Ow.
You keep getting these.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, this St. Mary's Hospital has made me feel a lot safer about this.
All right. You want them there,
Hey, it's
right?
that guy we said was going to show up.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go first.
Hmm.
I'm going to spend the 5 resources. We're going to gain 2 clues. I'm going to move in here. And I'm going to attack this acolyte. I guess with the sea change harpoon at 5-3. All right. I'm going to commit the quick thinking, but I'm actually expecting to pull this one back. This is again just like, so this is also the nice thing about Silas's ability. I actually can use this to just like beat tokens.
Hmm.
It kind of feels like Wendy Adams' ability, where I have like the ability to manipulate the token I pull, but I just do it in advance. It kind of comes like that. Yep. So now I can pull this back. I could take an extra action, but I have nothing to do with it.
You could spend the clues.
Um, I could, but I think I want to use it for when the fighting starts happening.
Okay.
That's my thought process. Because I'm planning on killing this guy in 1 hit next turn.
With the 2 long
I
shots
also get my end of the road back
or
from
this.
my hunting jacket
Ooh,
from all that. So we get
that
an
is
extra
good.
action on there too.
Okay. That's you.
That's me.
All right. I'll take my 1 play action and we're going to try to investigate. We have 6 on 2. That is a good
That's pretty
number.
good.
Okay.
Yay.
I get a resource back and we're going to do it again. You can see that there was an idea here. It just,
You got a
okay.
little bit body, but I still believe we can get all 6. I think we have the pieces to do it.
So this is
Especially,
less ideal to throw this and get the clues from Rivertown, but I'm also feel like I'm set up enough that I can beat these higher shrouds, and we just need
yep,
the clues. It doesn't matter how we get them.
yep. We
So
now have
we're
9 clues. So we need what is it? We have 4 times 4. So we need 16 clues. So we actually only need 5 more clues after this.
okay, and then you need to get to
Which
smashing.
I'm ready to start. But we also the nice thing about the cultists is that a lot of them have really good parlays on them.
Yeah, I was hoping
Like
to get Ruth here if we can
yep,
manage
she'll be
that.
good. Yep. Okay, enemy phase. Let's send this guy to me.
And I believe
He
this is
can
the first turn that I have not moved,
That's crazy.
and I don't even have Pathfinder.
Okay. Upkeep.
Yeah.
All right. I need to lose 2 cards here. I'm going to lose this baseball bat. And realistically, I don't think I need 2 grizzleds. Yeah. But we're about to start going to Value City over here in Silas Land, and I'm very excited about that.
Cool. Let's see it.
All right.
I guess
Doom
I
on the
put
agenda.
Doom. That's 4 of 8. Okay. Free
Oh,
move.
that's fine. Free
Yep.
move. Am I worried about this damage?
Hmm.
This card's traitless, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just go 4-4. Okay. Take a damage and a horror. You
So
fools. You just
that is
brought
a
me together.
little that is a little tough because we're gonna reshuffle and get the
Yeah.
okay. This is two doom on here. That's actually the best thing we could have gotten.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, for you, I'm looking over there and saying, what happens if he draws the hunting shadows? You do have clues, so we could spend mine
Yep.
first.
Yep. I think I just got to get my way to St. Mary's Hospital, which
Mm.
I am going to predict right now. I'm going to kill both of these guys and heal this turn. So let's see if that happens.
Should I go first to spend clues, or what do you think the action economy looks like from here on out? Is who's better to spend the clues?
That's a great question. That's a very good question. I think this turn it's you, just because I have to kill a bunch of guys.
Mhm.
Who's the bad cultist that shows up? The guy at none of them really are bad
No, and it's possible I
because
could
no one solves here. We have nurse, we have professor, we have rich, and we have uh,
Wolfman.
Wolfman. And none of them are really a problem because I could go this way. I have to move two to get to St. Mary's Hospital anyway.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'll be able to do all that, but we're gonna still try.
Okay, let me go ahead and spend the clues. That might give us more information.
Sure.
I'm going to spend mine, and we get none other than.
Wolfman Drew.
All right, that's hmm.
It's no problem. We'll get to him eventually.
Yeah, that's the part that is tricky because we have to time this. I mean, we have eight rounds. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But we were at four. No, well, we'll be at four next round. Okay. Um, I'm going to move. Okay. I could go back to South Side.
Mhm.
I don't think I should. I mean, I hate leaving one clue somewhere, but
It yeah, it just feels bad, but it's not that bad.
it doesn't really matter. I think in our run. Um, okay. Let's go ahead and move here and then take my one play action with this a lucky sig case. I think there's enough rounds for this will still pay off. And then I'm going to draw a card for my ability. Look at that. Pathfinder just showing up. It's crazy, man. I can't believe how backwards my draws have been.
Yeah. I'm also sad that I couldn't have shown people the glory of unrelenting Silas, but
I know.
that's okay. That's why we'll just have to revisit this. We'll just have to revisit it.
I know. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with an end of the road. That's just happening.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a card, gain a resource. Grandma!
You do have the soak
Oh,
now.
I
That's
might
good.
play you instead of going to the hospital.
Yeah.
But I also still might want to go to the hospital. All right. We're going to attack the Acolyte. He's threat one. Are we going to attack the Acolyte? No, I'm going to go for the Night God first. And I'm going to play a Brute Force and a Long Shot on this. So that puts us at 7-3. I mean, I have this for a reason. Let's throw this in here as well.
10.
That puts us at 10-3.
Hell yeah.
All right. So we look at this.
Take back
I
this.
can bring back the Grizzled.
Yeah.
Yeah, take back the Brute Force. I can take back the Grizzled and still have 5-3, which is enough to kill the Hunting Night Gaunt. But am I gonna do that? We just had a reshuffle. I think I'm gonna not let that happen. I'm thinking a little bit ahead right now.
Okay. What are you thinking about ahead?
I'm thinking about resourceful on this acolyte, and I really want the resourceful to get my brute force back.
Okay.
Basically, once you get brute force in Silas, that's the thing you want to be recurring over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that's why I've been holding this resourceful. A big reason for that.
And the grizzled going means that you can't do what?
I can't protect my resourceful.
Okay. Got
Because
it.
that's basically what I'm thinking is about how do I make this resourceful, bring back a brute force.
Mm-hmm.
Where another thing, as I've said, Silas says so many things, but it's a reason why I love this investigator. Is he essentially treats skills as events that he gets to play when he wants to play them. So like I am now treating this resourceful as an event that gives me +1 skill value and kills a guy. this
Right.
acolyte right here.
So essentially, it's
So
keeping it like if you draw a -4 autofail or something, it doesn't get wasted.
yes, yeah.
Great. Okay.
All right. Second action, we're going to attack this guy, and I think I'm going to do this with. All right, let's just do some numbers. I have 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go 7-3 here with these committed.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we
Hmm.
have to let some stuff go here. So this is the thing where the quick thinking has to go, but I've played these quick thinking and I've committed them, I think, like 5 times now.
Hmm.
So I'm not too upset about losing the action that's associated with it. So we're going to resourceful back that brute force, as mentioned. This acolyte is dead, which is great. It's 3 doom off the board. And then I think I move in here and I play Madame Lebranche. And because I have 0 resources, I'll use her to gain a resource.
Sick. Okay. We'll go to upkeep. I'm thinking
Upkeep.
that I want to play that Pathfinder. We'll see if we can.
Man,
We,
I'd kill for an unrelenting right now.
I'd love to see that other crafty. Okay, as we expected. This is peril, so you're not allowed to discuss it with me. But for the purpose of this
Mhm.
video, what you thinking?
Yeah, I can narrate it. So what happens if I kill Madame Lebranche? I spent an action and 1 resource for nothing, basically as a ward of protection. Is that good or is that bad? Alternatively, I'm thinking, what if I spend my clue? We will need to get, because we have an odd number of clues, we need to get, we have what, 4? We need 12. We need to get 7 more clues or 8 more clues. But because you are, um, you've lost a lot of like your clue tempo and the draw that you foresaw with your deck, that you might be just getting clues 1 at a time, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So my gut is telling me you only live once, so let's do it. Let's fly close to the sun.
You also have more soak in your hand, so
Yeah. But I think actually the correct course of action is this.
yeah. Right, because 2 damage kills you either way, right?
Yeah. And right now my plan is, assuming nothing else changes, I'm going to play Hunting Jacket, go to St. Mary's Hospital, and I'm going to heal. And then I can go super hard for the last little bit of this.
Okay. Um. So once again, I could do a nimble move or something. The Force Shroud location is it's not impossible. I'm at like what 6. I can commit other things. I got the Fox Mask. Um. The question for me on this one is like, am I needed elsewhere? Like we've already cleared the clues off of so many locations. The other one that's left is Herman. Um, there's a world in which I discard a bunch of stuff to get rid of him.
Yep.
What are you thinking about Herman? Is that just like a last?
Yeah, I usually just try to move in, take 2 horror, and then discard 4 cards.
The problem I'm thinking is that those are really easy clues to get.
I think that's honestly, what do we need? I said we need what, 7 more? That's
Yeah,
4 of them.
yeah.
I think so. Also, one thing I like to do is I like to assess like how we're doing, especially in Midnight Masks.
Mhm.
I think we're going to get 5 cultists. I don't think we're going to get a full clear, but I think we can still get 5. I think
Mhm.
that start really slowed us down at the beginning. There's a chance we get 6, but I think like I need to draw like an elder sign on my next 3 rounds.
I haven't drawn one yet. Okay. So I think because I don't have. Okay, right. So here's the point. Like, if I sit here, we're going 6-4 on these clues.
Mhm.
A nimble that passes, right? Remember, I do have to pass by a decent amount.
It
It
can take you
doesn't really
right to the
get me.
graveyard.
I have to pass by 2 in order to make that
Yeah.
work. So I would like spend the Fox Mask. I go here. I discard these things, which is
Yeah.
not super great.
The alternative is you move here. So honestly, I think the worst case scenario
Mhm.
is that you try to fail the test and you draw a 0.
Yeah.
That's a very weird situation to be in.
So let's just run it, I think. Okay. We do have a cultist
Ooh,
around, so this might
yuck.
change things a bit.
Um, let's throw it on. That's in. We have a Wolfman, Drew, or Herman.
Hmm. But we don't need to get rid of the Doom yet, but it does speed up.
Mhm. Yeah. So if we put it on Wolfman, Drew, I don't think I can go to St. Mary's Hospital and heal.
Hmm.
If we put it on Herman Collins, I think it just makes your plan have to happen one turn quicker.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. This is why Midnight Mass is so good, everybody, because it literally is a different thing like every time you play it.
Okay, I have 3 cards left. The Horror doesn't scare me. I want to play the Pathfinder. Move twice, discard 4.
Alternatively, you could move once
Hmm.
and then
Spend clues.
spend clues to spawn a cultist. Because if we get the museum guy, I'll just nuke him before I do stuff.
Hmm. But then okay, so I would have to investigate here once just to get a third action. Okay, yeah, that works. So I will go first. I'll play the Pathfinder. Finally, cost me 3 resources
You should spawn guys before you leave,
before I leave.
just
Yeah,
because you might get the mask.
cool. I spend 1, 2, 3, and one of
And one of mine.
yours, and we
All
get.
right, get yay!
You can kill him.
Come here, loser.
Good. All right. We don't Pathfinder yet. We're gonna use the Fox Mask. We're smart about this, and the Thieves Kit. And the watch this. I should have enough cards later. So that gives me 6, 7, 8, 9 to 4. And yeah, we spent all our resources on this. Nice. So succeed by 5. Enough to draw a card. And enough to get 6 resources out of that. Oh, and a clue.
Huge.
And then I Pathfinder away, replenish this thing.
Nice.
That's me.
All right, Peter. Honestly, so right now I'm thinking ahead about Wolfman Drew.
He is a
I
pain.
have one brute force left in my deck. Um, I have 2 unrelentings. If I get the unrelentings, we can start going.
Hmm.
I think I just need to attempt to brute force this poor scientist. So we're gonna go 7-2 here. Yeah, he's cooked.
I also needed to have drawn a card for my ability.
Nice. All right. And then I'm gonna continue to just push it to the limit. We're gonna play this hunting jacket,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna put no card on it. But I think I'm gonna start moving up here. I have enough soak. I'm not too worried about myself.
Hmm.
But I am gonna use Madame Lebranche to get one of those.
Okay. Go to upkeep.
Ho, 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 ho.
You're cooking over there.
Yes. This is why you plan ahead.
I'm looking okay now too. I've got the crafty back. I may or may not play it, but I have enough cards to rip into Herman.
Nice.
So I'm feeling okay. 6 out of 8 though.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
That's rough. That's rough. All right. I'm going to commit this persistence because we're going to draw a -1 here. That's exactly what I'm thinking right now, and I'm not thinking too hard about it.
Okay. How to +1?
I'll let it go.
Yeah. Very good.
So the reason I let it go is because I can play it from the discard pile for everyone at home.
Nice. All right. Why don't
All right,
you?
what's your card?
Oh, right. An acolyte.
That looked like it came from the discard pile. That was weird. But that's okay.
Did he? Ooh, weird.
I don't think he did. It just looked like it did.
Oh. So probably in East Town. I'll let you go murder him later.
Yep.
We should have enough rounds for that.
Yeah, like I said, I think we're going to get 5. I think the last one's going to be tough. All right, I'm gonna go kill Wolfman Drew.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna move in here. We're gonna attack him with the. I'm gonna start with a brute force combined with a long shot. So we're gonna go 8-4. Sorry, 7-4. We're gonna go 8-4 with this persistence. The reason again, same thing, just getting to 4, worrying about everything else after.
Hmm.
All right, so now we have a little puzzle to solve here. And that puzzle is bringing the brute force back to my hand.
Yeah.
So the only problem is this is going to cause me to fail. So I might not even bring the brute force back to my hand here. I might actually just let this go and deal 2 damage.
Okay.
1 from the basic attack, 1 from the long shot.
And then you can take
The
care of
reason
your.
for this is I have 1 action left. I have a fire axe that I can use to finish this guy off.
That makes sense.
And I think that's more important than me taking 2 damage. So we lost value from the brute force there, but it's going to be okay unless everything goes wrong here. Um, I'm going to go 8-4 using this fire axe for this last attack.
Hmm.
He's cooked. And then we're going to use Madame Lebranche to gain a resource to just, once again, just keep things comfortable and good here.
All right. So I'm looking at discarding these 4 cards in my hand: the lockpicks,
Mhm.
the cigarette case, and the thieves kit. I would like to hold on to the nimble and the quick thinking because that's how we get a little bit more advantage in case we draw Ruth to move over there,
Mhm.
or Rich Lady.
Rich
So
Lady's about to be a dark horse and go have the worst day of her life.
yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and play the crafty. I think there is time for that considering we have our uh, Pathfinder. So we'll do that as our 1 play action. And then we're gonna go ahead and move in. Now, I do know that I need to take this test, but we have so far taken 0 damage and 0 horror in this scenario. Just that's the way the cookies crumbled. You took all the damage. So, got a -4. That's fine. We take our 2 horror. And Herman is here. So our second action is indeed to be discarding these 4 cards, and he's gone. Which is
Nice.
nice. It's nice to not have to deal with another test there. But we can continue to get some clues.
Mhm.
I've got 1 action left. We have our thieves kit. We could throw the quick thinking onto this. So how many more clues do we need? We need
We need 6 more clues.
6 more. Yeah, you're probably right that that's not going to happen, but we can at least give it a shot. So I think we
Yeah.
do run the quick thinking here just to try to get our actions, as many actions as we can right now. If we get lucky and get a succeed by 3 at some point, then we can immediately
Yep.
get another clue here.
I think a big thing too is what we want to hope the 1 in 12 chance of hitting your connect the dots because that
Yeah.
could really open this thing wide open.
Yeah, that would really be nice. So we'll see if we can draw some cards with the cigarette case as well then. Okay. So we're at 6, 7-1. I don't need to use the crafty here just because, I mean, like the math is, I don't know what the math is, but we're just not going to use it. Okay.
Hey.
All right. So we'll draw a card. That happens now. So we will reshuffle the deck, take a horror, draw a card. It's not really what we need, but that's okay. We'll draw another card with the sig case. Okay. And then we get 1 more action. Oh, we also get a resource from getting this and the clue. We have 1 more action with quick thinking. So we're at 6-1 again. So I'd really like
Uh,
to draw -2.
so here's an alternative as well.
Mhm.
Um, you could use your book and go 4-1 because there are 5 -1s, which would be a 3.
I need to succeed by 1, though, or by 3 exactly, right?
Uh, but when that oh yeah, no, that's 0. Sorry about my number was wrong on that one. I thought you were at 5 for some reason. I was like, yeah, no, you have to succeed by 3, and the shroud here is 0. Now you're 100 on that one.
I could use the crafty.
Yeah,
Let's do it. So we'll go 5, 2, 1.
There was nothing I mean, actually, I think if you did it with, you would have got that's really no, no matter what. They were just trying to fucking prank you, I guess.
Yeah, that's all good. Okay. We do have
Okay.
our 4 clues. I will take another card with my ability, and then we go to upkeep. Hey, it's a steady-handed.
And I got an
Think how different
unrelenting.
this would have been with that in place on the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I know, eh? I think we did pretty good considering our start. You got absolutely, like, lobotomized at the start of this.
And maybe, the cryptural thing should have been like, don't play anything until you're willing to lose the asset, but it's hard to play that way.
Yep.
Okay. 7 of 8.
That's a little bit annoying.
That's fine.
Can I go kill that guy this turn, or is this a coup de grace situation?
It might be.
And that's the nice thing about having, this option with coup de grace here. Because I don't think I can actually kill this guy this turn, so this might be a coup de grace.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Is this a steady-handed play as well? It might be a little risky, but there's a possibility we go like play this,
Yeah,
take an investigate, succeed by the right number.
with a
Uh
nimble.
well, the nimble probably isn't going to work though, because this is going to get me out before I can spend the thing. I could Pathfinder, play. Let's see. It would be play, investigate, Pathfinder. Now that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I would miss. I need to like pick a swift reflexes. But that just loses us the scenario, so we can't take that chance.
Here, why don't I go first? Because maybe there's a chance I get an Elder Sign, and then like suddenly we're on a new planet.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna attack this guy with a Sea Change Harpoon and this Unrelenting. So that puts us at 5 to his 3, and we're gonna seal as I said, the +1 and the 0/0. We're gonna draw
As
2 cards because we committed this.
as we said an hour and a half ago. Hey, lucky.
Yep.
Hadn't seen that in a while either.
The nice thing as well is that it actually increases my Elder Sign odds a
Yeah.
little bit, which I do like. So we have the lucky is actually a huge draw here because it really changes the situation. Because remember, I'm planning on pulling this Unrelenting back. This is
Hmm.
now like an event that just draws me 2 cards for free a turn.
Hmm.
Um, so we have 5, 6 to 3.
Ah, he did it.
All right. So I'm going to return this Unrelenting to my hand, but we are going to play that quick thinking on this.
That's incredible.
So we're going to get this action back. We're going to deal 2 damage to this guy, and we have the 2 to succeed with that. I am then going to attack him again. We'll use the Fire Axe for this one.
Hmm.
So we're going to go 8 to 3. Yep, he's cooked.
Good.
I'm going to use Madame Lebranche to get him money. I'm going to use Hunting Jacket to get him money. And then we're going to move in here and we're going to Fire Axe this guy down. So the nice thing about Fire Axe and Madame Lebranche and Hunting Jacket is, as you've seen, I've been able to get a lot of value out of these cards that are just like really nice. I really like Madame Lebranche in Silas. I like her actually more than Jessica Hyde or a Fist Booster,
Hmm.
just because Silas likes to play Fire Axe because most of his stuff is free. So it's just like free +2s. It's like Unexpected Courages just on command for her.
Hmm.
And you can also actually do it in an order that's really interesting, where during a test with Fire Axe, I could spend 1 resource, go down to 0, use Madame Lebranche, and then spend that other resource that I just got to get +4. But anyways, we're 8 to 5 against this guy. If I draw the auto fail, that sucks, but what can I do? I'll just draw +1. So what's great now is that I've solved that Acolyte problem. So now you actually it changes your turn completely. I
Okay.
think the only thing we'll want to do for sure is spawn a cultist with one of your actions, I think.
Right. So the question now becomes, do I get out of here or not? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to get out of here. That's clearly with the Pathfinder we do. If we can get 4 clues in, and you have to be in the right spot, it's not horrible. And you're not afraid if we spend the clues right now.
Nope. I have a new lease on life.
I'm just thinking about the steady-handed because it could give me the extra clue now, and it sounds like that's not worth the action, and it might not. But my alternative is to take 2 investigates here. I only have
Mhm.
1 thieves kit supply left. That's part of why I'm thinking about this. But I mean I can use the fox mask. We should be able to pass a test. I'm just thinking about where the other 2 clues are going to come from. They're going to have to come from Miskatonic University.
Mhm.
That's the only place that we have.
That we can do without spending a million actions or resources.
Right. And it has to be 2 from here, or I move here for 1 and 1 from there. That's why I'm thinking about the potentially the Alton O'Connell gets me 1 from here, and then I can still cobble together 2 more from somewhere else.
Mhm.
It's not great because
Are you able to spawn a cultist this turn?
I think I still can,
Mhm.
and we're just hoping to draw something else good. Okay, let's spend them first. Let's see what we end up getting. We need one of your clues as well, right? Or should you keep yours?
Yep. No, it's fine.
Okay,
All
Ruth.
right, that's the hard one
Well,
because I can't get to her. Like I can't get to her and kill her before it's done.
but I could evade her.
So I guess that's actually now. I think what we do is I think we forego the last cultist and we just try to take her out.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, look, I've already got 6. I've got plenty of commits on that. It's going to another location that's a little bit tougher, but I I don't know. I think I can get. Of course, it depends on what we draw in a second, but I think taking a test here with nimble will get me
Mhm.
close enough. So we forego the steady-handed. It just didn't happen this round. Um, we'll do an investigate with the thieves kit and both crafties. So that's 7, 8, 9 to 1. Okay, 6 to 1. Succeed by 5. We'll draw a card with this. Okay, there's something that could happen there. And then we move 1, 2, 3. We try to
Mm,
take her out. Thank
and that
you.
was an investigator, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we try to take her out now.
Yeah.
I have 6. I think we just commit the 2 griffs.
Hmm.
Okay, well, we'll do that again next round.
She's like, you're working hard for this.
I know. Okay, we'll take 1 damage in the enemy phase. We can put it on Alton because he's basically that's what he's there for. I am going to get a card and a resource, by the way. Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
No. I drew persistence during upkeep, so nothing crazy there.
Mm-hmm. All right,
And
last
then,
round.
hey, I was waiting for you. We'll get rid of this chair's keepsake, as was its purpose.
That's fine.
Sure.
Here.
Throw him in Rivertown because maybe I'll kill him before I go, but I think we just try to get her and then we resign.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, the problem now is I just had the fox mask and that's it. So that's not bad. 8 on 5 is worth a shot.
You've drawn a lot of those today. Well, I think it's because your odds are 100%.
Yeah. Uh, well, I have nothing else to commit on this now, so we just have to take up ones, and then I either resign or not. Hey, there we go. That's
All
a
right.
+1. We did get 5. You're right. Okay,
Yep.
that's me.
Yeah, and I'll resign as well.
Okay. I think all things considered, that was a pretty impressive run for the 9XP decks.
Mhm.
Um, again, you can see what the plan was here. Unfortunately, I drew everything backwards because if I had drawn back into the swift reflexes, connect the dots, etc., or didn't lose everything at the beginning, we would have
Yeah.
had the three more clues. We only needed three more clues to pull that off. But um, that's why you play the game. You don't get to just lay out the cards and say this is what I want to draw every time. What'd you think
Yeah.
about what was left in your deck? Oh, you never drew
Uh,
your weakness either.
no, which was nice. Didn't have to spend the time or thought process about that because I was actually probably not a great place for it. But my deck was actually pretty slow, all things considered. Um, the opening mulligan wasn't great, and the cards that we drew from that mulligan were also not great.
Hmm.
But I mean, we got five, so I'm not upset. And I think I did a good showcase of Silas and also the small little things that you need to think about for Silas that I think takes him to the next level
Hmm.
in terms of his ability to get stuff done. Because I always say like Silas is like an A tier investigator, but I could play him to A plus, sometimes even S. But it you have to play with him a lot. But I hope this was a good showcase for people to see Silas in action and the decisions that came from playing him.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed seeing all that come together, and you get to a point where you have both, even the fire axe and the sea change harpoon, and you're still using both of them. Like, I think a lot of
Mhm.
people might say, well, I can just use this and commit skills all the time, but you were trying to beat numbers, right? And the fire axe and
Yep.
Madame Lebranche and hunting jacket makes you do that. So it's a nice showcase of, hey, you actually can use all the pieces that are in play here.
Yep. And honestly, it feels like a good Justin experience to end at 8 damage, one away from death. That felt pretty hype. That's me in my comfort zone, apparently.
You had the soak. I wasn't worried once you got that. We know
Uh,
there's no direct damage in this one, but
yeah,
it is you did take all four of the hunting
I
shadows.
did. Yeah.
Uh yeah, I mean, I don't think this was like the best showing of Monterey Jack, unfortunately, but I think sometimes, like with his
And you
upgraded
got
seeker cards, you can kind of get around some of this. You put in better search cards because that's just kind
yeah,
of the sauce I was in. But I think the card draw was there, right? We got
yeah,
through the deck and then a good chunk of it on the second pass. But the
yeah.
weaknesses came out early and
And the two crypt chills were just destructive.
very destructive. I think we see Alton do literally any. I mean, he gave me the +1 uh, on the test on Thieves Kit. This is not nothing,
Yes. Yeah.
but um, let's just check real quick the numbers over here on the stat the stats. Let's see. You drew two Elder Signs and one auto fail. I drew four auto fails and two Elder Signs,
I wish I drew four alder signs and two autofills. We was just I didn't draw enough. I wanted more.
but one of them
I drew
was
four plus
huge.
ones. That's crazy.
Yeah, he really did. I got a little bullied by the Chaos Bag,
Yeah.
but not overly so. It was really just on the Night Gaunt and then
Yes.
a couple auto fails that just they're wasted actions, which I didn't really have. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of resilience for that, unfortunately. But yeah, that was fun. I think it was a little stressful because when you're playing from behind, the game can be like you really have to slow things down and think about like what is possible. And I really liked how you said, I think we can still get five. Here's how many clues we need to get. Even if you've never
Mhm.
played the scenario before, those numbers are available to you the whole time. There's a deck
Yeah.
of five cultists here, and you spend four every time. And the fact that in the rounds we had, we were able to we never got a loss of a round
Yeah.
from the Doom, and we just needed three more clues. So not bad. Any
Not
other
bad.
last thoughts?
This was fun, and I hope people enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll think about doing it again. If you enjoyed this and want us to do another scenario, we will. It's tough to pick a scenario where people are gonna watch where everyone kind of knows the scenario. This is also a very good I know people play this a lot. You've played it, like you said, 80 times, but it's a very good showcase for what the game can do, and it allows for lots of decks and strategies. Like there's nothing that's
Yeah.
like shut out, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining me, Justin, and we'll see you
Yeah.
next time.
Blast.